Morning, everybody. We made some changes in the record room slash Jazz Shepherd Coffee Lounge yesterday. We set up seating to make it a little bit more like a coffee shop. You know, the 4-top, 2-top here. Another little 2-top over there in the corner. And there's a big group setting here in the middle. You can sit probably 7-8 people there easily. And there's the hole in the wall for the coffee kitchen. I should have plumbers coming in this week. There'll be a countertop here where people with some bar stools. Here's another little lounge area with seating for 5. Here's the DJ booth area. So you can see there's definitely some interesting things happening here. And it should be a wonderful place to sit, hang out, and enjoy a loungy evening. I think we got seating for like 22 people now, and with the stools, there's probably almost 30, and the bar stools we're gonna put against the counter over there. Afternoon, everybody. How we doing? Welcome to the Jazz Shepherd Lounge. Coffee shop's making great headway. I'm gonna spend the first 10 minutes here showing you some of the updates. We rearranged the lounge yesterday, put some more tables and seating in here. I think it's a very chic, urban place, and I think I would walk in here and be like, oh, I want to hang out here every day. So just feeling good about a lot of that stuff that's happening. The kitchen's probably a month away from being fully electrical and plumbing and all that stuff, but it's the plumbers are supposed to be in, I think, this week, starting to do some of the work. We got the site plan review back quicker than we thought, which is great news. So we spent the whole day in here yesterday kind of cleaning and rearranging and adding some tables and increasing the seating, making it a little more easy to eat and not have to be at a couch kind of. So there's more of a lounge setting for those who want a lounge, but there's also kind of more of a seated eating experience opportunity as well on a lot of the tables now. So I'm excited about sharing jazz with people. Ultimately, that's what this channel and I have always been trying to do, is show people the joy that exists in this music. And I think that came out of playing R&B as a DJ. Just kind of that moment you recognize that, man, if I'm having a party, I want to play fun music like rhythm and blues, like that great soul funk disco era from the 70s into the 80s, man. Some of that stuff's it's just fun. You play it, you can't help but feel the fun side of it. Even the James Brown and the P-Funk and the cameos and bands like Brick, it's fun. And you can't help but just feel the song Daz by Brick. A lot of people think Daz, the song, is by Daz, the funk band, Daz Band, but it's not. And they're both mean the same thing, disco jazz. Oddly enough, Daz. But the song Daz is by Brick. It's an Atlanta 4-piece, one of the great funk bands of the late 70s. Their first record's outstanding. The second one's even better. It's got this cool brick of weed on the cover that he's holding up, smoking a cigar kind of situation. Fantastic stuff. That's a great record, man. And that song Daz is one of the great funk songs of that era, and it shows up in film soundtracks quite a lot, so it'll actually be familiar to a lot of people, even though they don't really know Brick whatsoever. But yeah, that's a great fun era of music, and it was just that black music of the American experience, the one that was celebrating and trying to overcome struggle, that didn't want to sit around moping and feel sorry for itself. It wasn't drenched with melancholy and sorrow and guilt. It was filled with freedom and celebration and overcoming and joy. And that's the most powerful testimony, in a way, for what the Black experience in America is about. It's from this great sorrow that this incredible release has balanced the cosmos. This great well of pain produced this inspired art form that's unrivaled, unparalleled in history. I mean, you could take the Psalms in the Old Testament, and with all due respect to the Psalms, the jazz canon's far more volume, and it's a far more tangible, modern representation of the same principles at play. If you tell me I'm not free, watch me dance in spite of these chains. That's the human condition. You thumb me down, and I will finger you up. I mean, that's just how that goes. You can't keep me in this place, no matter what you think. I have my resistance, my pride, my ego, my strength, my desire for my children to have it better will focus me and bring me a resilience and a strength of condition that will find serenity in chaos. And sometimes jazz is the absolute expression of serenity in chaos. My life is entangled with my daily tasks, risks. And jazz helps me center. And I'm talking about the jazz players of this era. It was this therapeutic, necessary expression of life. It's an elixir. And it's not a snake oil. It really does have a healing component to it. And if we can latch onto that meaning, that grasp that incredible connotation that great art helps to calm and soothe our pains, it could be a medication to all of us, not just the people who made it, not just the people it was made for, but it can minister to all of us, to all of our aches and our ills. And I mean, it's hard to feel sorry for myself when I listen to Billie Holiday. I mean, I might have the blues some days, but I surely don't got the blues like Billie did. I certainly can't begin to grasp sorrow like Billie did when she's singing Strange Fruit, making your skin crawl. I'm listening to some Billie Holiday on the Commodore label. I'm kind of going through this set. There's multiple takes of a lot of songs. So it actually kind of takes me longer to go through records like that for some reason. It just takes me a little bit of time to kind of process and come back to the next side. And I'm still going through the Keynote box set as well, which is an incredible 21 LP box set that's slowly being digested. But I've not had a lot of time to listen the last 2-3 weeks since I've been back from Chicago. Things are really intensified here in terms of the coffee shop. And so between taping and mudding and working outside and painting outside and working on getting some windows done, painted. I mean, every day I'm just kind of jumping at the tasks. Plus I'm still working part-time for my brother. Plus I'm still going to the gym. So it's been quite the... Plus this room's been in a bit of chaos. And I don't always enjoy sitting and listening and relaxing in my room when it's all dirty and messed up. And so getting it clean yesterday was a nice, positive experience. I had a person the other day mention why I don't wear the throwback jerseys anymore. And I bought a bunch of jazz t-shirts at the time when I stopped wearing them. And I thought maybe some of the throwback jerseys were invalidating some of what I was saying to some people, perhaps. Maybe I just looked like a dumb jock. And so I was like, oh, maybe I won't wear the throwbacks for a while. But I still wear them as a DJ, and I still wear them, as when I go out. But this is an old Wilt Chamberlain from his days in Philadelphia. I think this actually might be the Philadelphia Warriors before they went to San Francisco. And then the very same year the Warriors went to San Francisco, the Syracuse Nationals moved from Syracuse, New York to Philadelphia, became the 76ers. And Wilt went to San Francisco for 1 year, hated it, and ended up coming back out east. So he went from the Warriors back to the east of Philadelphia, back to the 76ers. But yeah, so Wilt was one of the great players of all time. And jazz and old basketball, it's the same culture and community that breeds both these athletes and these musicians. Baseball, it's the same thing. Football was the same thing. These were possible routes out of the poverty, out of the oppression, and you had to work extra hard to be noticed and to dedicate your life to it. And when you come with a silver spoon, your ability to work that extra hour is tough. But when your desperation is so strong and you want to clothe your child or take care of your mom or your parents, that drive can be very focused. And I think it's the same thing with a lot of jazz cats. It was a necessity. It wasn't just something we did because we loved it or wanted to. We had to. We had to. I didn't have any other choice. And once I recognized my talent and my gift of music, again, speaking of the jazz players, you realize that this is the avenue the cosmos has given you to communicate with the cosmos. And to go pick cotton or to be a sharecropper or to, work in the fields or whatever jobs were available to you as a post-Civil War, Jim Crow era Black American, being a jazz musician was a far better career path. And you might live in obscurity and poverty, but you live fulfilled and in that place of the community and belonging that the art provides. And it's just an incredible duality that this music offered and with the opportunity that they created for so many people. So the throwback jerseys, I guess I'm going to bring them back for a while. Tell me, do you guys think it's distracting from the jazz message? Is a guy talking about jazz with a throwback basketball jersey on? Does it make me look like I know less of what I'm talking about? And I got that underlying impression from some comments at times. And it wasn't really why I stopped. I stopped because I bought all the jazz t-shirts. I had 30 different jazz t-shirts I was wearing for a year or so, and it just became more normal for me to wear either Jazz Shepherd merch or the jazz merch I had versus my jerseys. But I'd be happy to bring them back, and more people want to hear them. Let me know if you like seeing the throwbacks. I got a lot of them, and they're pretty cool, and they're pretty unique as well. So, happy with the progress we're making. And again, I've been showing you photos from the coffee shop last night. And we did a lot of work yesterday to get things looking like they do right now and just washing all the surfaces down and stuff. And I think we're getting to the 30 to 45 day mark from where we'll be open, barring any unforeseen hurdles, which I know there's going to be something like, oh man, you didn't do this or you forgot to do that. And so, but we just pray that everything goes as smoothly as possible. And so send all your positivity this way. We're navigating a ship through channels we've never been through before and never done this before. So it's always a bit of a challenge at that point to make sure you're doing everything the right way. But I think we're getting there. So, but yeah, it's I'm looking forward for the shop to be open in no small part because it'll allow me to listen to records a lot more. I'll be in this room 10, 12 hours a day on some days. So there'll be a lot of time to sit and listen to records. And hopefully we start bringing throat grabbers back. Throat grabbers just requires a different form of listening than the distracted listening that I've been doing the last 6 months to a year. When I'm always working on something on the computer, I'm not really hearing and perceptive enough for the music to grab me like it does when I'm sitting there, just kind of zoning out, listening to it, and all of a sudden you're like, you feel that kind of throat-grabbing moment of a musician venting into their horn. The fly population in this town this year is out of control. And it's all across this town. I don't know what it is. Maybe enough water and cow shit. Who knows? But anyway, good stuff happening. I got some fun little episodes I'm going to work on. Try to just fine-tune this series and how I'm going to present it. I want to make something that's kind of manageable and easy to do for the upcoming coffee shop being open so that I don't have to put hours of work into each episode while I'm still running a business. And as I kind of graph those two things together, we'll see exactly where the coffee shop goes and the channel goes. I'm also thinking about doing some Friday night DJ sets and maybe doing a YouTube live stream. I don't know exactly what that all entails and how it all works with copyright and all that stuff. From my understanding, if you don't monetize it and you just stream it, I think you're okay, but I don't know exactly. So, anyone has any input or feedback on that, please let me know. It'd be fun to bring you sets from the Jazz Lounge and people hear the nice mix of music I like to put together to help make jazz connect with people. I think when you put it around other modern music and other rhythm and blues and kind of connect the dots and make it blend in a seamless way where you're like, oh, this music does fit with that music. I think that's a valuable thing. And I did that for years at the Red Cow Brunch, where you're just putting jazz and it's sitting where people aren't used to hearing it before. Putting it next to hip hop, putting it next to blues, putting it next to soul, putting it next to funk, putting it next to pop. And it's not that hard to go from an Adele song to a Billie Holiday song or an Ella Fitzgerald song. It's not that hard to go from a Sam Smith song into a Johnny Hartman or a Mel Torme song. Like, you can blend these genres together to the point where you realize it's all being made from the same material. Bread is bread, and this fly will not leave me alone. So we'll jump back into some fun, more topic-specific episodes coming up soon. Y'all be safe. Thank you for all your patronage and support. If you want to support the channel, please subscribe, hit that like button, and if you want to go to my Patreon and help support the business and this channel by pledging a few dollars a month, that's always appreciated as well. Y'all be safe. Have a great day. We'll talk to you soon. Peace.